I used to hate songwriting, and I know that sounds dramatic, but it's true. I love the idea of writing a song, and I love music. That feeling that you get when you hear a great lyric you've written or a melody that you've created. And I used to think, I just really want to do that. But whenever I sat down to write a song, I would get absolutely nothing. I'd maybe get halfway through a song and just lose steam, or I would write a full song but it just didn't make sense. And the worst part is I thought that meant I wasn't a good songwriter. But I wasn't the problem, the process I was using was. And once I fixed that, everything changed. So today I'm going to share with you a process that completely changed my songwriting that I call the PPS system. And it's the main reason I can sit down, write a song without that headache and frustration of unfinished songs that never reach their true potential. So let me take you back for a second. When I first started songwriting, my process was sit with a guitar, write a lyric, create a melody, get halfway through and wonder what it was that was missing. I'd often see a lot of songwriters talk about just feeling the flow, feeling the music, and just writing whatever felt to you in that moment. But what if I don't know what I'm trying to say? What if I don't know what the vibe is? What if I don't know where I'm going with the song? And I would write verses and choruses and bridges, listen back, and they were all repeating the same thing. And that's when it hit me. I was trying to write a song before I even knew what I wanted to say. And to give you a different way, it's like getting in a car and not knowing where you're driving to. Just behind the wheel, driving for the sake of driving. And that car analogy changed everything for me, and that's why I'm sharing it with you before we dive into a process, because we need to understand the fundamental reason as to why we're actually getting stuck. Like, think about it. When you get in a car, you don't just turn the engine on and start driving randomly and turning at all different corners. You have a destination, and yes, you might have a detour, yes, there might be traffic, but you know where you're heading. And that's the same thing with songwriting. So if you take just a few minutes before you sit down with a guitar or instrument to actually write the song out and understand what you're trying to say, it's going to save you so much time later on. It's going to allow you to not have writer's block and be able to have songs that actually tell a story for your listeners. And that's where the PPS system came from. It's planning, preparation, and then songwriting. So let's dive on into this and dive in first of all to what we call step one, which is the planning stage. And this is where we figure out what is your song. What is it all about? You might have a spark, a title, a feeling, a story, a concept, and then we want to dive deeper into that and figure out where we're taking the song. Like, ask yourself questions like, what is the point of the song? What am I really trying to say? What do I want the listener to think or feel by the time they get to the end of this song? What emotion is going to be the main thing that comes out of this song? Is it sadness, happiness, that feeling of dancing that you're going to give to the listener? Trying to understand those things is going to allow you to actually put that into your lyric and your music and melody. Now, you don't need to overthink this more than 5 to 10 minutes. You just need clarity. As soon as you've got clarity, then you can go into writing the song. Now into step 2. Now we've planned the song, we're going to go into the preparation stage of the songwriting journey. So now you have a concept and you've got an overarching point of your song. We're going to dive into the structure and how that's going to break into your song. So we're going to dive in, we're going to ask our questions like, what is verse 1 saying? What is our verse 2 going to say? So straight away, we know we can progress the story. If in verse 1 we are saying this, then in verse 2 we need to make sure the story is progressive and saying something different. What is that chorus going to say? The chorus is going to be the impact, it's going to be the catchiness, so it needs to be simplistic. It needs to say the main point of your song. Whatever is that main point, you're going to deliver that in the chorus, and you're going to get clarity on that when you come down to actually write it. You might even have a bridge in your song, so does it now change perspective? Is it going to the he or the third person? Is it going from the first to the second person? And giving the listener a different perspective on the story. And you don't have to go too heavily into this. You can just note down a quick sentence of what you're trying to say in each section, so that at least you've got your sense of direction. But this time, when you actually go to the guitar instrument, you're not starting from zero. You know the story. You've got a basic understanding of where you're taking that song, rather than trying to guess your way through it. And then step 3 is into that songwriting stage. Now you can actually go into what we call the real exciting moment, where you can write a lyric, you can create a melody, you can set the scene with some chords, you can figure out where you're taking the song musically. That's the stage that we all want to get to, but so many people rush to get there without understanding the core fundamental of what this song is actually trying to deliver. And typically everybody goes to that step 3 first, and you end up finding a set of chords and you start singing something like da 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 da. And that's all well and good, but you don't know what you're actually trying to deliver. You have absolutely no idea. So at least when you've figured out the planning and preparation stage, step 1 and 2, you now come to the guitar and you can start singing with intention. You can start writing lyrics with intention. Once I started doing this, songwriting changed entirely. I went from hating it to loving it. My songs were finished faster. They had more story. They were just easier to write and more enjoyable because I wasn't stuck 9 times out of 10. You just removed the frustration, the second guessing, and trying to figure out where to take the song. Before I dive into an example that I've put together for this video, I've also opened up my calendar for a one-to-one call with me personally, where me and you can dive into your songwriting specifically. We can have a look at your lyrics, your songwriting, your melody, the pitching of your songs, the monetization of your music. If that's something you're wanting to do to make that next step, then go ahead in the comments or the description below. You can book a call and I'd love to speak with you. Now for this example, let's say we're writing a song about missing someone. So in that planning stage, we would figure out, is it a breakup? Is it about a loss of someone? Is it a long distance thing? What emotion are we actually trying to focus on? Is it sadness? Is it hope? Is it nostalgia? And once we figured out that, then we can go into the preparation stage. We can ask ourselves, okay, what is verse 1 trying to say? What is that verse 2 going to say? What is the chorus actually going to deliver? Is it going to offer hope that we can get back with somebody? Is it going to offer nostalgia, looking back and reflecting? But let's say for this example, verse 1 is about the moment that they left. The chorus is that main emotional core, and it's just, I miss you. So now we've got about the moment they left in verse 1. The chorus is now how we miss them. And then verse 2, we're going to talk about how life feels without them. And perhaps then the bridge offers a realization and acceptance that unfortunately it's gone, it's finished. And then from there, that's when we go into the stage of songwriting and we can start writing out this song. So if you've been feeling stuck, frustrated, or your song's not landing in the way that you want, start using this, the PPS system: planning, preparation, songwriting. I guarantee it will make that songwriting process easier and more enjoyable for you and increase the quality of song that you actually write. And the next stage from here is to actually have a strong lyric. Do you dive deeper into your lyric and set the scene? Do you use more imagery and picture setting, or do you do more simplistic lyric writing? There's a balance between the both, so I've put together a video specifically on this. Now that you've planned the song, how do we write a lyric that actually tells the story in the way that we want? So somewhere around here, you can click that video, head on over to there. As well, if you want to book a one-to-one call with me, we can dive into this specifically for your songwriting in the description or the comment section below. You can go ahead and do that, and I'll see you over on the other video.